It is a big setback for the Uddhav camp that's coming from the Supreme Court. We'll just discuss the directions of the Supreme Court, what the order says in a bit. But before that, I want to put out the important questions straight away. The questions that you are asking, the questions today that are on top of everyone's mind. After the Supreme Court directions, will Uddhav Thackeray be willing to risk a floor test by himself? The answer looks like to be a no. Or will Uddhav Thackeray resign before the Shinde camp goes to the governor and it asks for numbers to be proved on the floor of the House? This also now looks out of question. But then, can Uddhav avoid a floor test if directed by the governor? Again, the answer is a big no. So what is going to be Uddhav's next move? What can he do? Has he run out of options? Sharad Pawar is rushing back to Mumbai. He was in the national capital. So we'll have to wait till he lands back in Mumbai, till the two have a meeting to figure out what happens. But one thing is clear. That is that the Shinde camp will begin the real game now. You will see that action. The BJP core group met in Mumbai. Speculations are rife, though these are, speculations, but knocking the governor's door is now a real possibility, and that could happen anytime. We also know that the Supreme Court has not directed to stop a vote of confidence in case the governor asks for it. So in all likelihood, the rebels, in combination with the BJP and the like-minded forces, would be ready to demand a floor test now. You will see that happening. The Uddhav Sena has tried everything. Everything from emotions to evocation, street protests to legal moves. You've seen everything play out. But numbers remain elusive, and that is the fear. In fact, numbers continue to swell on the other side. The entire plan of disqualification of the 16 rebel MLAs, including Eknath Shinde, in no time has flopped. The Supreme Court has put the brakes on it. Nothing has worked. Nothing has worked for Uddhav Thackeray. In what many are calling is a setback for Uddhav Thackeray and the Shiv Sena now, and a big boost to the rebel Shinde camp that is still in Guwahati, the Supreme Court has pushed the deadline for the rebel group now to respond to the disqualification notices by the Deputy Speaker until July the 11th. They have time until July 11th, 5:30 p.m. So that means roughly about 15 more days. The Deputy Speaker, who had issued these notices and who had rejected the notice by the dissident MLAs for his disqualification, now the Deputy Speaker needs to explain point by point all the steps he took before he reached that decision. So the Deputy Speaker himself is facing the notice for his removal. And the Supreme Court has asked for every detail on that count as well. To further elaborate on, the Supreme Court hearing, its importance, interesting bit that I want to tell you that the Aghadi Council was desperate. He sought to stay on the floor test till any decision on the disqualification of these MLAs is taken. But that didn't happen. The Supreme Court said that they cannot pass that order. They said that if anything illegal happens, the MVA is free to come to the apex court. Now, right after the Supreme Court order, you have Eknath Shinde tweeting that this is the victory of Bala Sahib's Hindutva. A clear and a terse message for Uddhav Thackeray, rubbing salt on his wound, adding insult to injury. Now, in their petition, the Shinde faction, for the first time it mentions that 38 members of the Shiv Sena Legislative Party have withdrawn support, and hence the petition says the MBA is in a minority. Now, the withdrawal of support also seems to be a tactical, a well-timed move, pressing for an immediate floor test, isn't it? Numbers, remember, can only be proved on the floor of the House. Multiple Supreme Court judgments have clearly underscored this. Now, Uddhav's son, Aditya Thackeray, claims that he is confident of their victory. He only knows how.
कॉन्फिडेंस जीत की तो पूरी है और प्यार भी पूरा है. जो दगेबाजी करते हैं वो कभी जीतते नहीं है. जो भाग के जाते हैं वो कभी जीतते नहीं है.
What's behind this confidence in spite of losing numbers almost on a daily basis? Or is this just about, looking and sounding very brave to be able to give out that message to your cadre who's now seen on the streets, they are charged, they are highly motivated? And amidst all this crisis, this entire political tussle that you're looking at in Maharashtra, the Enforcement Directorate has summoned Uddhav's troubleshooter, his man Friday, Sanjay Raut. And Sanjay Raut, in his typical style, has already responded to the agencies and what he calls, quote unquote, their masters. Listen.
जिस तरह की राजनीतिक हलचल मुंबई में चल रही है, महाराष्ट्र में, देश में चल रही है, तो मुझे पूरा अंदेशा था कि मेरे बारे में मुझे रोकने के लिए, शिवसेना को रोकने के लिए कुछ लोग इकट्ठा आएंगे महाराष्ट्र के खिलाफ और मुझे और मेरे कोई साथी हुए उनको तकलीफ देंगे. लेकिन चाहे आप मुझे कितनी भी तकलीफ दीजिए, मुझे फांसी पर चढ़ाइए, मेरी गर्दन काट लीजिए, मैं गुवाहाटी में जाने वाला नहीं. क्या मैं गुवाहाटी जाने वाला नहीं हूँ. मैं आपको बताता हूँ, मैं बाला साहब ठाकरे जी की जो शिवसेना है उनके साथ खड़ा रहूँगा और उनकी साख बचाने के लिए आखिरी सांस तक मैं लड़ता रहूँगा, चाहे मुझे आप गोली मार दो या मुझे जेल डालो.
Again, is this a part of a plan to look and sound brave when you're fighting with your back against the wall? You never know. Now, the Sena in particular and the MVA or the Aghadi in general, they were really hoping that they would be able to sail through this entire case in case these rebel MLAs were disqualified. But that clearly is not happening, at least for the next 15 days, as the Supreme Court has clearly directed. Now, the former Chief Minister of the state of Maharashtra, Devendra Fadnavis, the BJP state chief Chandrakant Patil, and other leaders have been in a huddle also ever since the Supreme Court order. They clearly have a plan. So do the rebel MLAs, who now have protection from disqualification for the next 15 days. What is certain is that they will strike soon, very, very, very soon. Then again, the question that we began with, what would Uddhav do? Will Uddhav become history as the present chief minister? Or will he live to fight another day? We do not know, but like they say, the answer, my friends, is blowing in the wind. As always, we'll keep you ahead and updated on everything that you need to know, the news, the analysis, the perspective, and a lot of information for you to be able to get the big picture. In case you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, it's a request. Please go ahead and subscribe to the news you don't get. For the moment, I want to thank you, but yes, a reminder, in case you would want to share any feedback, thoughts, suggestions in the comment section below, I would love to hear from all of you.